the roster. It's been that way all year long. But here we go. We got the Elimination Finals. The Canadian Clash Vancouver Surge taking on the Toronto Ultra. Let's get it on.
Immediately, let's just see how the energy is looking on the side of Vancouver. Because off of a tough hell, you're probably going to come out a little bit slower. But with players like 04, he's always going to have that confidence. First kill goes in favor of Joe. CleanX already finds a second to clean. Make it 4 dead. Ultra already finding time at P1.
Spawns will stay stable here for Vancouver, trying to get back into the mix quickly over towards Catwalk side. Neptune playing through square, able to find CleanX just sliding on his backside. Now a chance for a pinch, and Neptune provides a double. Shutdown comes through, 2v2 over the top of the time, and it's the new kid in Mercules off to a 3-0 start as Toronto holds.
Yeah, and if you're Vancouver, you're thinking, okay, this is our break attempt. We can soak up time here. We already started off with the initial gunfights, but the young gun in Mercules already off to a perfect start. 5-0, you're getting at least 25 seconds off of P1, and you're already contesting for the spawns at P2.
Oh, Merc's like, come here, let me get some more of that. Where do you think you're going? Nowhere. 6-0 start. Shutdown eventually comes through. CleanX does not get the trade. Big moment here for Vancouver. It was starting to get nasty, starting to get deadly, but Vancouver able to stabilize on P2.
And now, you see the spawns for Ultra so far away from this P2 hardpoint. You're going to have CleanX trying to develop on the long route. The rest of Vancouver working their way through the front to just create those extra layers. 04 finds one. You keep on finding trade. You're not going to allow anyone to slip on by.
Hit strike kill feed. Toronto able to set things up from the front side. F-Pool, Vancouver scrambling, trying to get back through on this cross, but Neptune shut down. Now Ultra into the front. Abuza taken out of the hard point. The SMGs already making their way in if you're Toronto. 04 trying to find us a mini pinch around the side. Has eyes on, finds the first, can't find the second. Insight blowing bubbles in the hot tub, and eventually it's down to Mercules to again find another critical double. 10-3 for the Rook.
Yeah, now if you're Vancouver, just cut your losses. Think about that rotation over towards New. You're already going to have 04. Pushing over towards Palm. Neptune's going to contest that O just to be a nuisance. You can find this second kill is going to make your teammates' job a whole lot easier over towards the new HP, but now it's this battle for this early arc control. CleanX the only one here for Ultra. You got to hold it down.
And if you're Ultra, again, just the story of Major 3, yes, they had been one of the best hardpoint teams throughout qualifiers, but still not the most successful rotation team. They were 10th or 11th coming into this major. Now they're up to ranking 4th in rotation with the new kid in the block, and things are looking good as they hold on to the left side of the map.
Yeah, it's good to hold on to the left side of the map, but a couple of spawns are already coming in because the aggression from Surge is right in front of you. Neptune finds the trade. Art is in their control, and they're still soaking up time. But if you're Ultra, we can take this 20, but we have to put someone in a position to fight for that new spawn.
Yeah, Merc gonna get the call at the Nasties down low, so he wants this 1v1.
Big 2.
And here we go. Insight through the overextension. CleanX able to work things over towards that long street. It leaves Abuza by himself. Stuns, nades, all being tossed his direction. How long can he stay alive? Trophy system keeps him safe for now. Able to find the first. Mercules the next one up, and Abuza wants it, but Mercules, patience is a virtue. Able to find the trade, and now a chance to challenge spawn.
Yeah, and Abuza stalls out so much time for his teammates eventually to get into the play. They're able to win their gunfights through the front door. Now you just got to take care of Insight. But when you take care of Insight, 3 of your teammates now fall. So Ultra have the numbers for this break.
It's Abuza again, this time stuck by a Semtex. Spawns will move around just a touch, but 04 finds himself tucked into a corner in the 4th hardpoint. Again, it's just a tug of war over the top of these last 2 hills. 04 still alive and kicking. How has he managed to do this? Neptune now for the support, and how about that for Vancouver? Still fighting, still battling, 30 seconds.
Those guys are always just playing for the dub, man. Finesse around the HP for my teammates to get back into the play, have a clutch one-on-one gunfight. Now all of Ultra spawning across the map. A good 20 seconds to fight for.
Wow.
04 now on 5 in a row, has both weapons for the occasion. And now we're going to take some space to think about new.
Talk about hero plays. Abuza through Art, able to stay alive. 04 inside the hill on 5 in a row. And somehow, some way, Vancouver find themselves now in the lead. Marginal as it is, but a chance to try to dominate over towards the front doors. And the 04 shots are still coming through crispy. 7 in a row, full streaks.
Cruise missile already earned. So a lot of time here at this P1. Ultra currently have the spawns that they want, and they also find the initial kill. So 04 trying to switch up the tempo, only able to take down one, so Ultra find the break.
10-point game, Ultra in with 3 members. Inside on your minimap, number 7, trying to watch for any early rotators over towards B2. But Neptune fully focused on the objective. Still at full health. Mercules shuts him down again. The battle of the debut between these 2 guys has been electric, as Vancouver will get a little bit of time here, but the big news is Ultra are holding on towards the P2 side of the map.
Still holding on to the P2 side, but you don't want to give all this time up to Surge for free. You want to try to contest around this mid-map area, but now that decision is already going to be made for you. Just got to play a little bit safer now. Start to spread your map. Don't let anyone slip on by, but 0-4 making another ratty play. At least able to get one. Now you have the numbers, and you already flipped the spawns at the perfect time.
Huge double from Abuza right there at the end, playing from the front side of Pool. He gets the trade on the Kleenex, and that flips the spawns, and it just generates a huge buffer in front of this hardpoint.
And if you're a Boozer, you're just creating so much of an extra layer. You and Neptune aggressive over towards Cat.
Wow.
Toronto cannot get close towards his hardpoint. You were banking on Kleenex to get some success through that back end. He gets shut down, and with all the map control that they currently have, I don't know if Ultra are going to be even to contest this.
Big first shots come through, second right there. Abuza does spawn behind the hard point, but there's not a single kill here for Vancouver until 0-4 provides one. Mercury stunned towards the back door. Good read on towards Abuza. Trophy system trying to fight for this last 20. Joe on the corner throwing shoulders. AR's watching the middle of the map. And this is just a blender right now as the SMGs are just tearing apart Vancouver. Mercury's inside the hard point, also has a sub to work with off the regen. He wants Neptune, a little revenge on that 1v1, but help comes through from Insight, and the scrap time goes to Ultra.
Yeah, that's good time right there from Ultra to fight for that final 25 seconds, but now you're going to be down by 30, going back over towards the P3, where at the final moment, Ultra able to get all the kills and flip you towards P4. That cannot be the same case here. It's just bloodbath, gunfights, left and right, consistent trades, and Vancouver still on.
It's a war zone over the top of P3. Spawns are a little bit mixy at the moment. Ultra with a split spawn from Insight coming back to take care of the pinch. Mercury's up top, tagged by Abuza, but still holding on to his life with help from Kleenex nearby. Abuza forced to take the gunfight, not able to win it. Over towards mid-map, though, Vancouver, couple of kills, put some stress, and Toronto's going to back up.
Yeah, this is a scary situation, though, because you're giving Surge a lot of time here at P3. So now they know it's only 20 seconds left. We can start to get aggressive if we can get some kills, but Toronto able to reinforce their way back in. All four dead. They're trying to set up for them to get back into this game. Let's step aside and go to listening with Toronto.
Absolute.
He's not low gold yet, so
Yo, there's two low.
They're on me, 3 dirt. There's 3 in the back. Nice.
One straight. Oh, first, one right. Yo, 0-4 straight. Come on, straight.
I died.
No worries, I'm on top gold. I don't know. Line.
Okay, I'm on your. I have your.
There's two lines. Nice, one more.
Okay, back up. I have the guy front.
I have no bullets.
Neb's left.
I
have your front. It could be scav.
Yo, front door. Nice, back door. I'm on back scav.
You're good. Stay down, back
Really weak back scav.
I only have a pistol, bro. Go back door.
One more.
You're good.
Both sides.
That's fine.
2-0.
I'm getting in dubs.
I'm on left.
Showing dubs from here.
Can we hit plants?
I have plans.
Go for it, we can do.
I don't see.
Top
I think he's going out well. He's going to P2.
cat now, weak. There's 3 to left. Triple to left. Yeah, play kills.
Dubs, weak. Close. They're close.
I'm trying to
Close. I don't know where you are.
open it. Another one closed. Open it.
I'm
I'm going cat.
Yeah.
I have your cat now.
What's up?
I'm getting con real quick.
If you got my cat, I'm good. Info
Yeah,
one.
I think con.
Okay.
I gave up cat for a second.
One shot. There's 2 going open. One open. One shot. Open up.
Open time.
Three.
Dead.
Nice.
I'm chilling.
I'll get your cat.
I have ult, okay?
On the B man.
Right, John.
We have one's credit. One's credit.
I give him
They're gonna bang dubs.
Dubs, no wait. Let's go open. There's listen, mid-side time and one are close. Get it to lobby.
Dead tie game for a moment. Mercury still shredding, but Vancouver trying to work on rotation to P2 as you listen in with the surge.
Joey's only bit.
Middle run.
Yeah. I'm
Oil,
thinking.
Yes.
I don't see
I'm
anything.
gonna go low chop. Go.
I'm one now.
You should go left. Okay.
One guy there. He died.
Nice. You can back on there. Let's go.
I'm one on time. I don't see him.
Ready? Nice. Time.
We swear.
I don't see him. Time.
Right there. Probably license one.
Chill. 1 HP. I need to back. I'm 1 HP.
I'm going cast this.
Yeah. I need that.
Sit down. Nice. I'm blocking up low lights. Cast this.
He's blowing like 2 feet time.
Nice.
I'm taking it back.
They're gonna spawn in. At least 2 spawn in.
On the back. One light. We're shining light. Just don't trust. Watch on the back. There's you. One more. I'm watching back. Time is low. I'm needing time.
Break your bar. Nice bar.
Time. He's behind the thing. Bang it. The left pillar.
Beat the second. Run on time. Are you piece of shit?
Watch out, time.
One swing mid. One swing mid. I need time. I'm pretty sure.
One shot,
Viens de pillar. Viens de pillar.
Let's go time. No, he's not. He's backside. Looking for
Missing Merc.
Merc and Jamie.
I'm playing with you.
On me old one.
Nice. Inside.
Each guy saves, top cat, and then one's going light. We're still missing Jimmy.
He's on the pillar.
Okay, we're good. That's all.
I'm looking right. Hey.
One time, 2 minutes.
Turn him on time.
Spawn out.
Yeah, he's hitting vote to me.
Take your time. Avender, bad. Good tap.
Okay, here.
I don't see him.
Their time. Wait, they're pillar.
On the pillar.
Nice shot.
Go tree, Merc.
Mid, Joe. Mid, there's two mid. One's gonna go line.
Go tree.
One's gonna go mid.
Buckle up, Boca. 205, 206. Vancouver currently holding over towards the favored side of the map, but Ultra cooking numbers, looking for the rotation.
A tie game, man. Both of these guys are going blow for blow on this opening HP, but this is where you have to lock in if you are Surge, and thankfully you find 3 kills, make it all 4 at the right time. You had the rotation over towards B4. Just don't allow Ultra to find that opening kill.
It's going to have to be a mad dash through the middle of the map. Hardpoint at 4, not open yet. Every kill could be a big one, but Neptune, considering he's still lost, is working on this rotation. Backs up. Here come the kills from Ultra, though. They're going to get a route over towards Art, unless Neptune has something to say about it. That's 3 dead. Abuza, one of the last ones standing, with Nasty playing in the back.
And they're already contesting the spawns. You're going to die if you are Nasty. Now all of Toronto are surrounding the Money Hill at P4. Who's the guy up top? Abuza. He is going to fall, and this is not what you were looking for. If you were a Surge, you were fully set up, but Ultra just worked their way through the B Street, and now they can still close it out.
You couldn't tell me that this is a new kid on the block for Toronto. That is a flawless break. Lead swap late, 220 to 219. Vancouver taking some time here, trying to get some isolation, but Mercury's slippery. Now you got the play around the back simultaneously. Here comes the play from the front, but Kleenex gets the first, nothing more. Now you got to get into the hill.
You got the numbers. You go 3 for 1. Last man standing is inside, and he's able to find a double. You're still going to have the close spawns if you're Surge, but this is ideal for Ultra. Keep them as far away as you possibly can from this P1.
Every lane is currently being watched by Ultra. It just comes down to, can they win the gunfights? JoeDeceives on the pinch for 1. Vancouver taking their time. 3v3 over the top of the old time. Joe back on in, same angle! Joe for 2. 10 seconds remaining. 04 provides for 1. Need to get him out of the hard point though. Kleenex is still hanging. Can you get a touch over from the top side of the catwalk? He tried for it. Neptune for the opener. Hard point goes neutral. 245, 225. But Mercury's an inside. Provide the kills. Maybe needed to win the game. 04 saves it. And Vancouver are going to have numbers.
They have the numbers. Now they're winning all the fights. You're going to have a long route from JoeDeceives to try to win this game through bottom ball.
You have to get this read. Toronto taking their time. 240, 248. Here comes the break attempt. Joe, like whack-a-mole through the vault. Not going to work out. Nasty of Neptune for 3. The new kid up. Mercury's only gets 1.
They can still win.
You can still win it here. Kleenex, can you get 1? Can you touch? Did he get the contest? I don't know if they get the point. You got to get the P2. You got to get there. Who's going to run there first?
They spawn.
Is anyone able to touch? Yes! It's going to be Vancouver there first in a foot race for the win.
Oh my God. A 1-point hard point in map number 1. Both going blow for blow. Trade after trade. SMGs needed to have big moments. But if you are Ultra, you're just thinking, okay, at that P4, we can't allow that break to happen. You find the opening kill, you work your way around back guard, you find the last kill in towards the hard point, but then trades just keep on going back and forth. Neither squad wanted to give up there on that opening vault. Neptune goes 43 and 31 with 5K damage. The rookie, on the other hand, 35 and 30. That was just an absolute battle, man. Surge just able to ice up at the end. If 04 doesn't pop that double and give them the man advantage, they don't stand a chance there.
And honestly, there's a moment there at the end of P1 where it's like, I almost want to see the hundredths of the second on the game clock, because Ultra are in. They get 249, and it still looks like the clock had just hit 0. We're going to get this all over again, but Ultra had to have been tenths of a second away on P1 from getting that last second. But let's just break this all down again, Jay. Walk me through it.
Okay, so 225 to 237. You see the kill feed currently lining up in favor of Ultra. The last man standing is going to be 04. He's instantly traded. So at this point, you're just looking for one more wave of kills. You fly on in if you're Neptune to try to make it more mixy. Nasty finds a second kill, so now you have the advantage. But again, it's just on 04, catching this timing from Top Cat. Finds the double, gives himself some time to work with for the teammates to get back into the play, and then you just make it mixy from that point on.
Yeah, and the thing about this is I love the discipline from Ultra to take a breath.
Yeah.
You've got one break is all you need. You need 2 seconds, maybe even just a second and a half. So you get the full setup, you get the full wrap. You know Vancouver has to play from on the point, but Joe can't get out of vault. That's critical.
Yeah, that's massive because Nasty's sitting there in an angle just watching double doors, and if you're Joe, you have an off angle through bottom vault. You just need your teammates to find an opening kill there. But since they all fall at the wrong time, then you just continue to make it mixy. 04 even with the team nade gives them the advantage and no one rotating. You just had more players on the right side of the map for that P2. Both squads are thinking, we can close it out right here.
Yeah.
But with Vancouver having the spawns for that P2 rotation, you spawn up, you instantly put yourself into the HP, and you're able to clutch up on the map number 1 by 1 point. It's got to be so devastating there if you are Ultra because you were undefeated on Vault HP so far throughout the weekend. But when you put yourself in this position to play on Championship Sunday, you gotta believe both squads are going to be prepared for everything that's thrown at them.
What a battle. And in particular, you look to just the Vancouver side of this game flow. Take a look from what happens from the first P4 all the way to when we get there again. The majority of their points, 90 seconds or so, coming within the span of about 3 hard points, 2 of which are 50-50 hills. And that's kind of the thing that we've often seen on this map. Sometimes you see handshakes, P2s for P4s, but who gets the job done on P1 and P3? I don't want to say that's how Vancouver wins the game because, let's be honest, it's less than a second worth of difference between the two, but definitely critical towards being able to find an advantage in the map.
Whew. And that's an insane opening hardpoint, man. Like, we have the 3 best teams in this mode still fighting in this tournament.
Yeah.
And that's what it looks like, even with a different player, not even your full roster on the side of Ultra, just the teamwork aspect, the system that they have created to play that game mode. Just a very, very tight one there in map number 1, but now Ultra looking for a bounce back, and this is where it's truly going to hurt them.
Correct.
Because you're going up against a Surge squad who obviously been putting a lot of work in their search and destroy, a lot of work in their control, but starting down 0-1 when basically your hardpoint has been perfect, you probably weren't expected to be in this position.
Yeah, the only other thing to kind of mention in this head-to-head series is that Vancouver have held the edge in the hardpoints. Toronto have held the edge in the search and destroys, but that comes with Beans in the picture. Now this is a totally different story, and some of the statistics may not even matter because it's a battle for Canada right now. And both teams could not be more primed up and ready to go for this matchup. But it is a protocol search and destroy. Haven't seen a lot of it from Vancouver in this major. We did see Toronto play once, though.
I think both teams on this map love the attacking side, so Ultra going to be the first one to start it off. No trophy systems to work with. Joe's just going to throw his shoulders through the bottom side of comms. But Vancouver are taking all of mid-map away. Neptune is already isolated.
Kleenex has seen this info. He's going to back away, just kind of giving some respect to the play, but does not expect that 04 is there. Nasty follows up. 4v2 early on here for Surge.
And you're thinking about getting this bomb then if you're Joe, but now no 4v2. Gotta make sure you time this to perfection. Looking for the clutch up, but Vancouver had them trapped.
And Nasty just trying to see if there's an exit. Did he catch any look at inside on that little slide? Hard to say. 04 trying to get down. He goes by himself initially, but Neptune's right there first trade. Joe up top. Good shots coming through for Net. Abuza follows it up. Perfect opening for Surge.
Yeah, perfect opening. You just take mid-map away. You were prepared to work those deep pinches if they were going to get aggressive in towards that A site. You find that opening first blood. The bait and switch out of 04 is good for it. And then with the instant 4v2, you get the bomb down and towards bottom comms. We have the numbers. We can apply pressure from every single angle, and you cannot watch every single angle, or at least find a two-piece there in those situations. Clean first round there from Vancouver.
The other thing is the mind games that's going to play with both SMGs pushing up to Grandmas like that instead of playing down low in A, something that Toronto's going to have to consider. if they do want to try to have those gut rushes over towards the bottom side at the A-bomb side. So put a note in that. We'll come back and revisit it if it comes through. But for now, let's evaluate, see how Surge want to set up their first attack.
Same exact thing. Throw your shoulders, gain some info. How many players are playing towards the bottom side of that A site?
We've
And
seen this
O4 is doing
before.
exactly what he always does. Sneaks his way through the spawn, finds the first kill, and Neptune already finds the second.
Yeah, this is the one thing, if you followed Vancouver Search and Destroy, you know that 04 likes to make a route that looks like that. Neptune now trying to isolate. Good help. The SMGs just winning this round on their own right now.
Yeah, now it's Joe left in a 1v4. Palm is instantly going to get planted over towards B. This is going to be quickly 2-0 up in favor of Vancouver. Joe's going to hit the zip. You're going to hear it if you're 0-4. Not able to win the gunfight. 35 seconds. Still got a little time to work with.
Reset will come through. Chance for isolation. Slips away from Nep for a moment, but again, the clock is maybe the biggest enemy here for Joe to work against, and now it's just down to does he catch timing here? No, not the case. Yeah, this is another one where the SMG is just running you down at mid. It's been good.
You got to think about it. Like with Neptune getting that early info, there's two players bottom comms. 0-4, you're going to have an opening if you can get past the AR sitting top trips window. And then by just throwing that shoulder, getting out with the zip, you're thinking, okay, most likely the play is coming over towards B. So by the time you wrap back, you're not expecting anyone to be in your spawn, but 0-4 is not afraid to make plays. Finds another first blood there. Neptune immediately strikes for the second. Just a more polished team right now in the S&D.
Yeah. Just from playing with tempo. That's the biggest part about it. Playing with tempo, playing with speed, it's working out nicely. So again, talking about this hit for Ultra, you have to pay respect to what happens at mid, and this time they're going to play with their own aggression. Clean shots from CleanX. Follow up though, trade comes through on the Mercules on the other side, but this is a lot of space towards B, looking for an early plant.
Yeah, CleanX is taking a lot of space away, so get this bomb
Good
down
read.
for free. He's able to give you some information. Nasty's right above you, and he's also able to find a kill.
Uh-oh.
So now you have the man advantage. You got to ice up.
Yeah, all you have is your subs left if you're Ultra. It's not going to work. Vancouver do not look at all demoralized from the reverse sweep that just happened to the winners finals. No nonsense here, 3-0 up early.
Yeah, it's so tough because if CleanX has an AR in that position, he's probably able to put down shots, have him weak for Insight, but when Insight falls, that forces CleanX to be a little bit more aggressive because he only has an SMG.
Yeah.
And your teammate falls at the site, you're left in a 1v3, you're forced to reposition, and Nasty plays it perfectly off of the timing. Sometimes when you're playing against some of these established teams that we have in the CDL, the Miracle Run, especially in Search and Destroy, where the strategies aren't fully developed on the side of Ultra. You need to try to slow this game down because Vancouver are dictating it with the SMGs.
Yeah, the other thing about this Vancouver team in terms of their Search and Destroy improvements, conversion percentage on the opening to a win rate has gone up this major. 5-0 start for Neptune. Once again, SMG's looking to get aggressive. No nonsense down low. Stun does come through over towards lockers. 0-4 working with this. Keep in mind, Nasty's your bomb carrier here. So this is all about creating space if you're a sub player for Surge.
Oh, Insight's at least able to spot one. Neptune
hold.
is going to drop for the first blood, but you can potentially work this bomb plant over towards B, but a stun connects. Insight is able to gain the info. Just got to play your man up advantage.
That stun's going to allow Joe to really play aggressively on this long flank. He's got to get here quickly. Insight in trouble. Help from CleanX, the longtime Toronto duo, working together, and Mercules will be right there to help them out as well. So now the numbers advantage looking pretty potent for Ultra. CleanX, good read, good help from the teammates, and absolutely flawless Ultra on the board.
Yeah, good retake right there from Ultra. It was Insight playing it patient through the backside of gun, spots Neptune, getting aggressive through sidewalk, finds the first blood, and you basically have them trapped over towards that B site. You allow everybody else to get back into the play. Isolate onto the first, trap the guy over towards Heli. Because they were trying to push out Insight towards the back end. It's just when they have the man-up advantage, there's so many crosses that go unaccounted for. So an easy round there for Ultra to stop the bleeding.
Yeah, I think most importantly, Insight doesn't just get the first kill. He reads that there's more in front of him, so CleanX can just run at him.
Yeah.
CleanX can run, help, get there. There we go, Ultra, right on down towards the lower level. Trophy system does not get down. Nade's got there first, and Ultra say, whoa, we got to get out of here.
So, and Abuz is the only guy watching over this mid-map area. You're initially able to shut down their aggressive push in towards A. But 0-4 doing 0-4 things. Already finds himself in a great position over towards Tower. They might run right into him.
Yeah, very well may. Here's the check. Oh,
Timing.
the timing! Looks away at the exact wrong moment. So first blood goes the way of Toronto. 50 seconds. trade from Nasty up top gets us to an early 3v3.
45 seconds to go. Booza camping over towards Heli. Just backing him down from that position, but it's all on Neptune.
Here's the check. Not clean. Not clean from Neptune. Doesn't get his 1-for-1 that he needed to have. So now Nasty has to jump off the railing, get back over. Nade does not land. Joe with the plant. Now over the top of the Heady. Tough fight for Nasty, and he recognizes that. Abuza on the other side, trying to set up timing for a bit of a pinch. Can they get any look at some toes? Nade gets cooked. Stun, lands onto Abuza. Follow-up nades coming through, pushes him off. You got to find a way to start making a move. Abuza finds the first, but Nasty, tough angle with the AR, not able to do anything with it.
Slowing down the game right now for Ultra has been the key to success. You have to initially get some information that they're aggressive through the bottom side of comms, back out, put yourself in towards Grandma's, and isolate onto 04. Some really bad COD timing there, watching tower. You find the first blood, instantly responded by Nasty through the middle of the map, but then just commit on the 3v1. Okay, Nasty's top window, the guy just shot from Heli steps. They can only be one guy maximum in towards comms. You find that kill with no one dropping, have everything covered. 2 rounds in a row now for Toronto.
And for Ultra, it does feel more of let's tally where everyone is first, get our information, confirm it, and then make a play. Well, Booza first blood. He's been so good at these long-range AR battles, whether it's on dealership, whether it's here on protocol, doesn't seem to make a difference. It's a free first blood and an early 4v3 for Surge.
Yeah, as soon as nothing connects with that stun, yeah, we're gonna work our way in towards this A side. Let's instantly get it down. Nasty finds another kill through the top mid area. And now JoeDeceives and Kleenex looking to try to clutch on up. Joe's able to find a freebie, 40 seconds.
Post plant is set up though here for Surge. Joe's able to find an AR. That'll allow him to work for some angle, peeking over here towards Big Door. Now back to the sub. Sees the cross, stun lands, 2v2. Neptune finds one, but it's out to JoeDeceives for the full ace. Oh! Little drop shot, rips Abuza off the map, and a huge round comes through for Ultra in a 2v4.
That is unbelievable right there out of Joe. Was not gonna shy away from the moment. You know when you're gonna break your way in towards bottom comms, someone has to do something crazy. And just forcing the repositioning there out of 04 allows Joe to walk away with the ace on the round. He's been in MVP mode and everything for this Ultra lineup, but that is unbelievable. 6 in a row there for JoeDeceives, 3 in a row for Ultra. They tie the game.
What a momentum shift in this Search and Destroy. Felt like we were just trading pawns for a while there. JoeDeceives says, I'm taking the queen out. And now, there's a little bit of heat check maybe? No, just stun. RC is on the field. And that's gonna be Ultra showing force through elevator and now rewrapping.
And 04's doing the same thing.
Booza
Taking space over towards tower and gonna have Abuza putting himself in a proper angle to contest this bomb as soon as it goes down.
Joe is not gonna have an exit here. Nope. And with Neptune's first blood into Kleenex and a look at Insight, all of this comes down to is can you find Mercules? Good for the first, over the top of the bomb site. Oh, Neptune just too slippery. Hops off the defuse and gets the kill needed to put Vancouver back up by 1.
Yeah, good recovery right there from Vancouver to stop the bleeding. Once Neptune finds that first kill, and then Abuza with the repositioning over towards Heli, that's basically a GG on the round because you're not expecting him to be in that position.
No.
You tried to clear that out if you were Ultra. You don't see anyone, so let's just instantly try to get that objective down. But first kills goes down. Abuza's able to pop on up, instantly put it into a 4v2. Also had info onto Insight. So it's just an easy retake there for Vancouver to take the advantage.
Back to the attack. Vancouver's probably looking at this like we should be up 5-2 right now. Let's get this thing done. Toronto battling back. Mercules reading some information over mid. JoeDeceives trying to wrap out. 04 not able to find the kill, but whoa, Kleenex tried to find timing, but instead runs into both SMGs once again for Vancouver.
They're just going to completely disregard JoeDeceives on the pinch. You're going to know that you have the numbers on the opposite side as well. So let's try to find another isolation gunfight. Insight just going to back out with his life. You're going to forfeit this B bomb plant, but they have mid-map control to make their approach easier.
And you got to boost it back over towards helicopter again. Maybe Mercules has slipped a timing here. trying to check every single angle while he's waiting for his teammates to come through. This would be a huge first win, but no! Abuza stiff farms him out. 04 mid-map does get dealt with by Insight, but still the issue is how do you get back to this bomb? And the answer may just be that you don't. Insight trying for it, finds the first, shots over the top of the helicopter wheel, not gonna land. And Vancouver will put themselves on map point.
I remember when this map started getting played in the CDL. As soon as the season starts, Vancouver were like one of the early teams to always show face through that top mid area and not just bombard their way in towards bottom com. And they have been able to escalate that play so many times. Now that we're working through sidewalk, okay, one time I'll crack the door through bottom trips, windows, but that time you have both SMGs right next to each other. So clinches, you're thinking, okay, it's usually 04 by himself in a position like this. You go to play for the kill, Neptune already saves his life. And at the same time, you gain info on Joe, getting aggressive over towards tower. So now Surge at game point. Toronto need a couple rounds to make this some match.
Trophy does get down for Joe. That's all he's intended to do, though, is throw the trophy, show that we may be pushing over towards A, keep the defense interested. And now they're going to reset and actually put together whatever this play is meant to be.
And everything is currently covered for Surge. You have all of bottom comms, and Nate is able to connect. Are they going to decide to pounce on it? No, they're just going to continue to wait. They don't know how many people are actually down there.
Yeah, it's like clinches is looking for some information over from tower side, but he's got a sub, and that's just not the weapon that you want, obviously, to take a long-range fight, so you really can't check too much. And this, yep, good look at what the defense looks like over the A side. It's just 04. Does he have help nearby? He's going to have to fight for his life for a little while longer. Finds the first. clinches gets one onto Neptune. Help is here for all of a sudden for Toronto, but 04's got the regen. The reset on the fight, but no. Semtex finds the kill. Ultra with the numbers. Not done yet, though.
Oh, big win right there out of Merc. 25 seconds. Now we have the numbers advantage. We can get the bomb down. If you're inside, just play your life.
Nasty trying to chase down the isolated 1v1.
Good play.
Insight's out of there. So now it's going to have to be the hard way here for Nasty in the 1v2. Has one frag to play with. Insight and Merc playing crossfire setup. Here comes the Cook. Pretty well bounced, I'm not going to lie, but just down to can he find the win? No. Insight comes through big, and Toronto stay alive.
The element of surprise so far has been working out for Ultra. Whenever they are slowing down these rounds, just catching them off guard in the mid round with their aggression. Even though 04 found that opening kill. Just way too many players there from Ultra. Ready to play the trades. clinches finesses his life beautifully. The nade on the wall, knowing that 04 is weak. He opens up with a massive double there. And extends this search and destroy a little bit longer.
Yeah. And going on to this, you know, how do you get to around 11 here if you're Toronto? You need to make sure 04 doesn't find a first blood. He's got 4 already. So to stop Vancouver from finding early success in early 4v3s. Neptune tagged up by Nates. Here is that man. So slippery, and he's ready to pounce as soon as he gets info.
He just keeps on getting through. Try to shut down their aggressive push in towards A. Now you back up because they did not show face. JoeDeceives spotting with the AR from top trips. They're just trying to make it opening for 04 to strike.
Yeah. clinches was operating the RC. That gets destroyed. Here comes the plant onto A. And look at Ultra. They're trying to clear out towards field, but they don't look down below them. So now it's just down to how do you get this retake going? You have no idea that 04 is playing this position. Does Joe check it? He does, but 04 finds the first blood again. His 5th. Trade is out, 3v3.
Just got to hold. There's only 3 entrances in towards the site. Everybody iron up, clutch up on their one-on-ones.
Neptune switching back and forth. 24 seconds. Ultra have not shown where this retake's going to come from yet. Insight and clinches from Big Door. Hercules trying to watch the cross. Here comes the hit. You're going to get clinches in a little bit deeper. You got to go. You just got to find a way to get on in. Neptune finds the opener. Abuza another. And there's just no way you get over to the bomb site. Vancouver put it away 6-4. And now 2-0 up in the series.
There's a lot of strategies on their search and destroy. When you're allowing them to just dictate how the game is going to be played, throwing early shoulders, gaining some info, creating openings for 04 to always magnificently find his way through the map. He just plays it so patient. I'm sitting bottom zip. Okay, they're shooting from top windows. There's a player over towards Heli. Yep. That means we have the numbers on the bottom side of computers. So they just flood their way in towards the site. They don't get into a gunfight. They have the free bomb plant, and then once 04 is able to find that first kill, it's so much better off Because when you make it a 3v3 with the double stack in towards the site, that was the biggest difference, because Toronto, they could get the bomb down in towards comms, but they were leaving one player in there. The other two were playing over towards Zip. If you just get overwhelmed, they only have right in front of them. You don't want to slide on in, get some bad timing. You're only playing for that cross. But Vancouver, perfect on their post plant setup with the numbers. Take the Search and Destroy on protocol. Now they're up 2-0 in the series.
And we stay there and we go to the control, and that's the biggest news here for Toronto. It's been nothing but vault. So this is going to be a real tough one in terms of how do they start to muster up a reverse sweep of Vancouver in their own right as we head back to the desk to consider.
If you two have a white blazer, please tweet us at COD League. I'd love to see it. Shout out to my guy. High hold shift looking good up there with Study, and so do Vancouver. We said you go up 2-0, you can't get reverse swept twice, right?
Oh, I don't know if that's a rule. But it's very, it's very similar in the sense like you came in, you stole the opposition's hardpoint pick.
Yep.
You then won your search and destroy. They could have won that a little bit cleaner. They are like the first blood demons on protocol. It's just how efficient they are with it. That if they didn't get 2v4, that could have been like a 6-2, 6-3 type game, honestly.
Right. 0-4 at 5 first bloods.
Yeah. They're very good at that.
I would say that is elite.
Yes, they're very, very good at that. But yeah, now I don't know if you're thinking about that winner's bracket a little bit, that final, like, oh God, not again type thing. We'll
7
see.
of the 10 rounds, you get first blood if you're Vancouver Surge. Let's take a look at the highlights here, Allie, because this was a very impressive protocol, and we have another protocol loading up for control next.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of it is 0-4 winning the 1v1 versus Kleenex, right? He rocks 4 first deaths throughout the entirety of this search and destroy, and that relieves so much pressure towards that A site. And not only that, giving multiple looks, right? Like, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Well, they were giving you looks all over the map. I think that round 7 retake was like peak Surge defense for me. You go up early in the first 3 rounds, Ultras start battling back after a JoeDeceives ace, and then you come back in with a dominant retake if you're Vancouver Surge to put some momentum back in your favor. So just clinical, and this is what they needed to do. I said that map 1 was going to be really important. They steal that away. Map number 2 already was leaning towards Surge. This protocol works out really well for them. Now the biggest question, obviously, looking forward is going to be that control.
Yeah, I mean, I thought if they won the map 1, they won the series, but I thought the same thing last series, so.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I guess we'll see. Like, I thought it was that big, but.
I mean, it all comes down to the control, right? Like, that's been the pain point for them. But yeah, in this Search and Destroy, I just think Surge's B push is excellent. You heard Study talking about it a little bit. They've just put so much work into that. And we've seen, like, the map sort of evolve that way. Like, who can execute the early B pushes, sort of split the defense, has the edge later on.
I gotta ask the question, if we said JoeDeceives is a top 5 player right now, where's Neptune?
I mean, he's right there with them. I mean, they're 2 of the premier SMGs in the league.
They're killing it.
Yes, I mean, both of them unbelievable for their squads. And right now in this series, Neptune is the best player in the lobby. Like, he is going crazy right now.
Near 40 bomb, and then, of course, dropping double digits in the Search and Destroy. But it all came down to a 1-second difference. We could be talking about a 1-1 tie. What went on at the end of this game for a 250, 249?
All right, guys, let's have some fun because this is ridiculous. I want you guys to just jump inside the mind of a pro team when it gets down to the wire, right? So we're rotating over towards P1, right? Toronto Ultra, they have the rotation here. So what you're thinking, if you're Toronto Ultra, is like, I want to get into a perfect setup, right? So we're going to try to get as much information as possible. We're going to jump to the minimap here shortly, but now if you're Surge, you're like, we need to find an entry. So what happens is we spot Kleenex, right? 0-4 spots him, mid-slide. We're going to kill Kleenex, and what that happens is it changes the way we're going to play this if we're Surge. Usually, we're going to try to take routes, right, because we know they have the positioning. But since we kill Kleenex, we're going to just burrow 3 players through mid here. And you see Toronto, what they're thinking is, oh, they're going to all be taking routes here. So you got one player watching this lane, this guy's going to reposition the hallway, and then you got a player off spawn who's watching this direction, right? So Toronto are all prepared for the routes, but after the kill happens, you see 0-4 wins that. We're just going to send 3 players right through mid, and what this allows is this makes this messy, right? So now, even if Toronto Ultra stabilize, get back, and get those kills, we then have the opportunity to take routes when they don't have favorable positions. So now you look at the Vancouver Surge. They've made it messy. Now look at this. Hallway is wide open for us to go through. You're going to get a player to go through there. One's going to split off, go through mid, and then we're going to get a pinch. Whereas prior, you would have had players in layers that you had to go through. So it's like the prioritization of like, we get this kill, we're going to send everybody through mid, and now we have open lanes to make plays. And this is just beautiful. You see they get on through, they find a couple of kills, and now it still comes down to big time plays. 0-4 finds a huge 2-piece.
Yeah.
This hardpoint was insane.
This upcoming moment, though, is when I almost had a heart attack. Like, it's the next win. Surge are going to win this fight, and it's the Kleenex spawn that comes in next, I believe, that I thought all of Ultra were to get blessed with
right
like the
on
P2 side spawns.
Yeah.
It's like, watch, like, I literally said no effing way in the green room. So right here, Kleenex, like you have one player left, Kleenex spawns right. I'm like, oh my god, they're all gonna spawn there and have the free time. But thankfully it's a split. At least it's only one of them. But I like, oh my god,
It's just a wonky situation because Mercules gets around and he's on the other side.
Yeah, I hear you,
he
but
goes
bro,
past, half map gets behind
if
him.
he has one more teammate spawn like right with him or another one, dude, they win.
It could change the outcome. But
Holy
I
hell.
think in that situation, Joe's thinking, I got to take a route. I have to go low vault. And when he gets down low bottom vault, he cannot find an opening kill for the team. He gets spotted, can't get the final shot in. Somebody finesses the pillar. What a hard point. That was the best hard point of the
Cinema.
season.
That was
It-
incredible.
Absolute
That was
cinema.
incredible.
And it was a great decision by Nasty to spawn on the hard point at the end, right?
Yeah, he definitely calculated that 100%.
That's how it
Yo,
worked.
by the way, how does 04 win that gunfight?
Guys,
He
'Cause
just
he's a
lines
four.
into him. Kleenex is like,
guys,
Because
I'm
he's
out
a
of here.
four.
They got to win a few more. We have a
He's
game
pitbull.
3. If Vancouver Surge wins this, we will see a rematch against LA Thieves for the Major 3 title. Our casters are ready. Let's get back into the games.
Very ready. Could not be more ready. Wow. It's been a really solid series. I love the breakdown there at the end. And it's just really fun, I think, to see this level of COD being played and just to know that it really comes down to the smallest, littlest individual decisions or sheer luck when it comes to COD timing.
It's just when you watch this Vancouver team off of those timing plays the way that they do, they just understand so well, like, all right, we have the advantage.
Yep.
It's as simple as that. They find the opening kill. We're not wasting any time going on routes. We have the numbers. We fly on in. We're going to be the last one standing. And if that continues to be the case, especially on a map like Protocol, it's going to be so tough because you can already see it. Neptune is getting lost in respawns and in search and destroy. Same thing can be said for 04. On a map like Protocol, if you cannot account for those SMGs and the routes they are taking, your life is going to be a living hell. But if you're Ultra, backs against the wall, everybody's expecting them with a substitute to not be in this position on Championship Sunday. Your tournament is far from over. It's just you haven't played Protocol with Merc on the lineup.
Yeah, this is a brand new question for Toronto. Not just how long can your legs stay underneath you with the fill-in, but more importantly, playing a control map that you have yet to touch. And it's going to be Toronto on the offense first and foremost. Mercury's creating some noise over towards mid. Actually pulls Nasty into a weird spot, and this is a solid breakoff for Toronto. First tick at B's, looking likely as 04 can only find one.
Yeah, and they go 3 for 1. Now Neptune is the only one behind enemy lines. He does have an AR in hand, so potentially find another opening or at least stall out time for the teammates to get back into the play. That you at least get one segment there at that B point, and inside isn't done here.
No, and now Iwabusa, yep, seen by Mercules, who finds 2. Progress being made up both zones and Kleenex. That's a fiery little challenge from him. Looking for the reset, and no, not quite able to find Neptune, but JoeDeceives provides the kill. Second tick of progress over at B, looking like it's gonna come through as Mercules continues to rip him apart. Second tick done at B, first tick done at A, and more happening on both zones at the same time.
Oh my God, B's already gonna be done. If you're Vancouver, you need to try to stabilize over towards A, because now you got 2 minutes to work with, up by 7 lives. Thankfully, the ARs are whipped out from everybody on the side of Vancouver. They find 3 kills. Last player to account for is Joe, but this is where we got to take some space. Create extra layers to not allow them out of the spawn.
And 04 is going to be the one to start on that. Nasty one's a 1v1 through the previously captured B zone to keep the outsides of the map safe. So Ultra are going to have to just take a beat, take a moment, get themselves set up for life advantage, lots of time on the clock, and the isolation to 04 is the call. Pistol out. Oh, that's awkward. 04 still alive and kicking. This 1v1 is getting real mixy.
Oh yeah, wasting a lot of time trying to locate 04. The shots through the alley, everything is happening. 2 HP in a dream. 04 still able to hold down this power position. And just him being so annoying on this map is allowing his SMGs on the opposite side to just continue to be nuisances as well.
15 plays 11, minute 15 on the clock. The Mercules right at the front steps at A. Trophy system down for the defense. Good opener from Neptune. Insight. Off the reload, looking to see if he can catch some heads over the railing. Tabuza the first one to drop. Neptune has gotten lost. What can he provide to get this defense cooking again?
Working on that second segment now. Kleenex on the edge is way on up to the front side of Gamrot's, but he's only going to fall. So now all pressure from Vancouver is on the top middle map. 04 is able to find 2. Last man standing in this Merc. You have been able to shut down multiple pushes, but you only got 6 lives remaining. Cannot afford to trade now.
Another unfathomable double from 04. Keeps Vancouver in the mix. Neptune on the zone. 04 seen at range by Mercules. 10 and 5 on this half, and Neptune Nasty, again, taking a couple of kills with them, but the clock for Ultra allows them to continue to play for some long rounds.
And the spawns coming in from Vancouver, they know that someone's already working behind them. So if you can potentially isolate onto this kill for JoeDeceives, or just pull the focus on this end, you can attack from the front if you're Ultra.
0-4 is just over towards Helicopter, trying to keep Ultra away from the zone. Here comes the check over towards Sidewalk. Joe for the first. Knows he needs to do some work over towards Grandma's. Trades come through. 12 seconds on the clock. This is still doable here for the last members for Vancouver, but they need to get clinches off the zone. Now down to 11 seconds. Semtex only a momentary reprieve. Here comes the pinch, though, from Neptune on the backside of the play. Nasty gets shut down. Now you change your focus back over to Neptune, and he's caught nowhere to go. Ultra with the offensive win.
And it's a perfect break-off that gets it done for them. You find a majority of your kills, you go 3 for 1, you're guaranteeing segments at B, and then at that point off the respawn, Vancouver are just scattered because they're trying to work through the middle of the map. The ARs are mowing them down. You're right back towards tower. Mercules is watching that cut. And just a perfect break-off there with no trophy systems out of Ultra. Gives them a lot of time to work with, the live advantage to work with. And they secure first 4 segments there in round 1.
Their opening breakoff, though, it's like you watch that happen, you go, why have we not been playing this map this weekend? Maybe a little ace up the sleeves here for Toronto. Vancouver, their attempt offensively in control, they have been really solid. It just comes by way of, well, not playing this map. It's been a lot of ult for them, too.
Yeah, realistically, this is the mode that you obviously need to improve on a little bit. You let LAT back into the series. Could have been able to close it out and sink comfy in that grand finals, but still here. Still going back and forth in the trade fights. 0-4 trying to take space over towards tower, but he's the only guy on this side.
Yeah, he knows he's got Mercules somewhere nearby. It just comes down to finding him. And now, all of a sudden, he's got some real estate to work with over towards Gramus. JoeDeceives makes his position known. Trade comes through, and yeah, just an easy little kind of bait and switch, if you want to call it that, with Abuza. And 0-4 right back into working on these spawners.
Oh, that's a big double right there from clinches. Like, you had Neptune thinking, all right, I'm going to flank the zip. I can most likely find this kill, but now clinches is just roaming in your spawn. 50 seconds to go. Not a single segment earned. You're going to waste a lot of time even clearing out your base because the SMGs are causing mayhem.
Yep. Another massive map from JoeDeceives in this major. Under 40 to play. Mercules is a sentry turret as Joe tries to clean up the main archway. Lots of damage onto Abuza, but not able to secure the kill. Mercules now on his opportunity to play from the pinch. Clock pauses at 29 seconds. Stall out over at A. Nice shots from Merc at insight. Good team shots coming through. 6 life advantage for the defense. And yep, you're spawning in hell right now if you're Vancouver.
You only got 20 seconds to get out of hell. I don't know if you're going to have enough time to even earn yourself a segment on the round. Thankfully, already one player is out. So Neptune going to pause the game clock. The rest of the teammates rallying over towards both sides. You got the submachine gun in Nasty's hands. He's able to find a double through top mid. First segment guaranteed.
Yeah, Neptune gets to read that insight's playing down low. He'll leave him there. Shots from deep on Mercules. And yeah, Vancouver's just getting picked apart. This can't get their feet set. Everything is just coming so quickly from every single direction. It's just, you look one way, then you got to spin around, pull it one way, and you look the other. First tick at A, first tick at B come through. More progress on the way as 0-4 has been untested on the A zone, but Ultra coming off spawn will deplete the second ticket B and now take their defense back over to the A point.
Oh, and that's a big kill right there from Neptune to find inside, working on the pinch. Second is already locked. Third going to be guaranteed, but now you're down by 6 lives. If you are Ultra, just play all of the exits. Take the space away from them. They're dominating in the kill feed now. 3 for 1, only 5 lives remaining for Surge.
Looking good. Nasty stops any late spawn traps. Vancouver just one by one trying to come through the middle of the map, but again, there's just so much space dominated by Ultra until Nasty's double maybe provides an opportunity to get together with his last 3 lives.
This has got to be the perfect push. Unfortunately, it doesn't start off on the right foot. Nasty's going to fall 2v9, make it a 1v9. Last man standing is Abuza. He is also going to fall. Toronto Ultra starting to show some life here in the control. Vancouver are able to secure 4 segments, but that might not even come into play.
Yeah, I mean, 2-0 up. I think there's, again, like a level off of that map 2 to map 3 break where you're just gotta, okay, guys, let's calm down. We should have, if not could have, won map 1. We're right there in the search and destroy. We're fighting with these guys. And if you can come off of a kumbaya talk like that and 3-0 Vancouver on the control, you're going to be feeling really good about what this rest of the series could look like.
Oh, yeah, because that map number 4 on Skyline.
Yep.
We saw what they've been able to do so far throughout this weekend. Beat the hell out of everyone. You're just trying to get there first and need one more round to do it. Just go back on the attack. This time you're going to switch up the break off, go over towards A, but Abuza makes you pay for it. They find the opening double.
Yeah, now you've got Mercules in trouble, or is he just running for his life, is waiting for the regen? Abuza can't find the final shot, and Mercules, yep, he knows there's another player down low. Really good from Ultra. Plus the shots on the cross. Oh, who is this kid? Remember the name. It's Mercules. 22 and 11. Kleenex pushing forward to get some scaling done. And now all of a sudden, they're on both zones again. Abuza. Team kill, but at least he stops the bleeding on B. May not make a difference to A, though. 2 ticks already gone.
Yeah, Vancouver are now forced to give up that A point. You're up by 6 live again. If you're Ultra and JoeDeceives are contesting the spawners, you're just drawing the attention, making them weak on their setup off of the respawn, and he just continues to dance. He's continuously finessing, and he's just waiting for someone to strike.
Now Ultra just trying to really pack a punch here after the quick capture onto A. First tick at B being depleted. Inside. Whoa, if he gets that win. Kleenex chasing down as much as he possibly can through sidewalk. Lost his target. But JoeDeceives gets PC control. Vancouver still trying to work for map control, and Neptune at the big first, but no second as Joe finds the trade.
Just gotta keep on trading now if you're Ultra. You're up by 5 lives, 1:25 to work with. Joe almost slips by Abuza, and Abuza makes him pay for a massive double kill. Leads to now all 4 dead, and Vancouver can take so much space away.
It's exactly the case with the trophy system. Make sure no nades make their way in towards locker. Nasty showing shoulders, not wanting to overchow. Knowing that Ultra has to chow through this position. Initial check from Joe. How does he get the win on the Neptune? And now Nasty's in trouble, but still catches the double. In and out he goes towards Spiral. And Ultra still trying to battle out of spawn.
Yeah, and just continue to be annoying if you are Nasty. And continue to create those extra layers, not give them space to work out of their spawn. Basically almost tied up in the lives remaining. 40 seconds to go. Ultra trying to work their way on through. You're banking now on Mercules on this bench.
Gets the read, but doesn't find the win. Nasty down low, and that will be enough to finally take him out of commission. And to follow from inside, hold on a second, they can get here quickly. Kleenex to the pitch, no, Abuza shuts it down. He's got a hold from the top side of the middle of the map, though, and that's not going to be enough as Mercules takes the angle away. Pinch on the way from 04. Insight can't find him, but Mercules can. Clock paused at 28 seconds. Mercules for another 3 spree. Joe with the kill. You can stack here as Abuza's the last one left.
If you're Surge, you better hit a stun, a nade, something to try to find an opening here, because you have to push through backside of tower. Second segment almost locked.
There was no trophy, but there's no kills coming through. Mercules and Insight getting it done. Kleenex gonna join. He finds the trade. 8v2, second tick done. Insight gonna hold the clock at 26.2 seconds. Kleenex working on the cross with JoeDeceives, and the kills are there. Toronto extend the series.
Damn, why did we not play Protocol Control this entire weekend? Because you made that one look easy. The SMG continuously getting lost, and the rookie always putting himself in the proper positions with that AR or the SMG. He goes 27 and 16 with 29 traded kills, 3,600 damage, and also 8 objective kills. It's like every time we think he can never one-up it, he continues to outshine that. It's unreal what this guy is doing. He's able to allow his team now to force that map number 4 where they're smiling from cheek to cheek.
Dude, if Mercules doesn't get picked up onto a CDL team,
that's not a question no more.
Is he still eligible for Rookie of the Year? Just because of the one event? Oh my goodness. This is next level, man. Next level for Mert. And like you mentioned, you framed it up kind of as we're going into this protocol control. Skyline Hardpoint has been there almost every single series for you. 2-0 on it on the weekend, but the biggest thing is they've been blowing everyone off of this map. So you got to be feeling good about Toronto's chances of getting this to 5.
Oh yeah, because on the opposite side of Vancouver, they don't really like this map. You try to throw it into the mix here at stage 3, played it a couple times, driving over a record of 4-4. At least so far on the weekend, though, you are 1-0. You were able to beat the hell out of Boston with them making so many mistakes. But just the way that Ultra play their hard points, their setups are unreal. Like SMG's continuously getting lost. Mercules is always slaying, an Insight with that SMG in hand sometimes is always playing with that pace. So realistically, I think that this series is far from over, especially with a clean 3-0 on a control like that.
And Jay, talk to me a little bit, because, you know, I'm kind of waffling at it, but You're down 0-2 if you're Toronto. You go to that halftime break. You're sitting there like, we just didn't win the foot race to new. We lose map 1. We're right in here with the search and destroy. A couple of first bloods don't go our way, but a 6-4 tally. You're sitting there like, guys, we got to take a breath. We're in this series. You come out and 3-0 a team after that break, that's got to be boosting confidence through the roof.
Without question, man, because like you said, you feel like you should potentially be the team up in this series. And for a squad in Ultra who realistically walked into the weekend as one of the top dogs, but then that situations happen when Beans doesn't make it, all expectations really go out the window.
Yeah.
So they are just exceeding whatever they thought that they possibly had a chance of doing here with a guy on less than 8 hours of practice with.
Yeah.
And sometimes the most scary thing is a team that has nothing to lose. Like, you literally have nothing to lose showing up with this roster with the rookie, and you're still contesting for that grand final.
You know, just to kind of, again, just take ourselves out of the immediate picture and just reflect maybe a bit early here on how the history books will read. It's not just a battle of debuts. It's not just a battle of quote-unquote rookies. Neptune, not obviously a rookie, but it's been a while since we've seen him in the league. I think the biggest thing about this is, like, how quickly Ultra come back after the loss to Miami, put together a clean lower bracket run. Now you're going up against Vancouver, a team that has been, again, sharing map pools with you organizationally throughout the entirety of the year, and a head-to-head battle that has been really, really tight. And to sit here and think that not only do we have a chance at getting redemption in this major elimination finals, but a chance with a new guy to get to a Grands, unheard of.
Definitely unheard of. These things do not happen. You are playing against the best players in the world. This is probably the first time he's ever had this kind of opportunity to be on the main stage alongside some of the players sitting next to him. CleanX and Insight have been a part of this Ultra organization since the beginning. They have had so much experience in these moments. Backs against the wall, down 0-2 to start to continue to fight and never give on up. But now, the most important map for them on the skyline. This is your map pick. You were so great off the rotation. You were phenomenal in your setups. And when you're creating those extra layers, you don't even give teams opportunities to contest some of these hard points. You are trying to force the game 5 as the tremendous underdog here at Major 3. Vancouver, obviously, on the other end, looking for that rematch versus Thieves, but Ultra, I don't think they're going to allow them to have it.
And I know the Hot Hands Lounge, our observing team, is going to be on board with one man and one man only. It's probably going to be JoeDeceives, because I'll tell you, his opening routes on this map have been elusive, to put it plainly. He is a difficult kill when it comes to a Skyline hardpoint. Here we go. It'll be Ultra over from the helicopter / putting green, making their way over to B1. Vancouver trying to just get the momentum back into their corner. Here we go.
And they're aggressive as hell. Over through kitchen. Both SMGs has attacked that angle, and Nasty finds the third kill from the top side. So all 4 kills immediately go in favor of the Surge. The Swans do not flip. They're playing for an extra layer.
Sure are. 0-4. Nades out. Holding it back at bay. Opening time looking good here for Vancouver. Follow-up kills though for Ultra. Perfect. 3 go down. Abu's the last one left. Trying to keep his life over towards kitchen side, but he's being chased. Maybe a little bit too much so. CleanX will drop, and help now is on the way as Nasty and Neptune get to work clearing at the hard point again.
But still the spawns in favor of Ultra. Just need to stay alive on the P2 side. Vancouver so far 20 seconds here at P1, but don't really have a lot of space to work with. 0-4 getting aggressive through the bottom side of Piano. Can he find an opening kill, because spawns are going to get a little mixy?
Yeah, this is where JoeDeceives has been so good. Playing his own life and flexing between where the ARs are set up. Vancouver, 34 points on P1. Now with force over towards the backside of P2. That's going to work out for maybe a flip. Mercules by himself trying to slip away. Not going to happen. 3 for 1. Just needed to find Joe, and there's the trade. Full 4-man down, and Vancouver in the hill.
Now all of Ultra got to work their way through kitchen. Thankfully, Inside is already through. But his positioning is known. Nasty on 5 in a row. AR in hand, watching the cross. Also has an SMG, but doesn't really have enough ammo in there. Thankfully, you got teammates and a Neptune. Mr. McLeod pops 3 and allows Search to still hold.
Now 0-4 restricting the reinforcements through Catwalk. Where is he? Nice shots from Mercules. Joe, working a different angle, has found himself a double, leaving Neptune by himself. And he's just going to tuck himself into a corner and see if he can maybe finesse an exit or maybe some scrap time at the end of this hill. There he goes, up top of the elevator. Nope, only 1 kill. And that's going to be enough for Ultra to get largely all of this scrap time.
Yeah, this final 15 is going to be theirs, and the rotation might also be theirs, because Subside is making an appearance, only able to take down 1, but sets up his teammate for the second. So now you have the rotation over towards New. It just comes down to one more one-on-one. Nasty's able to find a double. Now Surge are back in. You're simply going to get outnumbered. The rotation is won by Surge.
Now keep your eye on the middle of the map, though, because Toronto love to use this little middle pinch to open up their break attempts at P3. Neptune keeping his eyes all over the map, and he's going to find almost everything. Kleenex gets one. Joe trying to get some support, and Kleenex will keep his life. But Vancouver find themselves in the hill with Nasty watching over towards the right. Abuza watching over to the left.
Yeah, and if you're Ultra, you got to find a way on in. Cannot continuously go one by one because the majority of the fights are already being done by Surge. And now with a clean 4 dead, you get aggressive over through Cabo. You're instantly able to flip those spawns. And now Ultra, a tall task to try to climb back in.
Look at the differential, though, in the ARs right now. Nasty's 13-5, Insight's 3-10. They just cannot get set up. The tempo that Vancouver are playing at, especially in the last 15 seconds of a hill on rotation, is just too much for Ultra to actually get their feet underneath them.
Yeah, and every time we watch Ultra on this map so far this weekend, they have dominated because they were set up. But now you are scattered on your attempts. All the kills going in favor of Neptune. You breached that 100-point mark. Surge looking to close the series out. Let's step aside and go to listening with Vancouver.
Have the jump, look up.
The top is open, by the way. Top
Yeah,
is
we
open.
can't get it. Pick up wood. I have to look wood, Jordan.
I'm stunned, that's fine.
Chad, what do you have for me?
You're
Chad.
lower up, taping it. Nice, don't stairs,
I have it.
I detonate.
That's on you too, that's on you too.
Watch out,
Lie down, leave push.
Nice.
I'm anchoring the back still.
Yo,
Lie down.
I need your little bed, watch out. I'm going top.
I'll stay in the fucking shower, yeah.
I'm going top. I don't see anything top. I'm mining my top.
Yeah, I'm coming top. I'm close up with you.
I'm waiting for you.
They're fucking shitting themselves, bro.
I said
It
it
could
could
be
be
down
down
close. Yeah, it could be lay down close.
I'm not starting. I don't see
Anything.
Fucking rocks.
I'm gonna take it. You ready?
Listen to me, Jimmy, just push Jimmy. Jimmy, down.
Kiss me. One kiss. Nice. I don't see anything on the tail. Kiss. He's for rocks, maybe.
Watch out,
I'm
He's in corner, Jim.
I'm tying you bed. I'm tying you bed. Kiss. Yo, I hit him twice. Kitchen. And top cat. Kiss. On me. Nice. That's me. Sit down. Yeah. We good. All team shit again. Watch out.
Get my kitchen.
You got no time, bitch.
I'm looking top. He's pushing you, cat.
Stop it.
One thing, Peter.
Inside is piano. Nice. That's you.
Nice, I'm going top T. Almost T2, right?
Yeah.
T1 Jordan.
Nice. We can check.
Toby cat. Nice, let's go top. Get rid of him now.
I'm trying.
Get rid of the shot.
Jamie top, wait. Wood.
What's your
Listen.
You got
Nasty's got some select words about how this map is going. I think initially you look at it and say, why does Vancouver allow Toronto to get their best map in the weekend in? This is why.
Oh, man, they're dominating. They're winning every single one of their rotations. You can hear it in the communication. They're setting up the proper plays. Even if you're thinking that you're looking for one, no, you are not. Everyone is already accounted for. They just have such a great teamwork aspect in this mode. And for a map that they usually don't find a lot of success on, they are doing everything that they need to correctly.
It was about a 140-point game at one time. Toronto working on a near full 60 here, though, at P2. I think the biggest thing is, Toronto have not been so far out of this game. It's just a couple of the critical 1v1s on rotation that have not gone their way. They're not able to get their AR set up, but once they are, you're going to see players like Insight start to pop off. He's on 6 in a row.
It's a good time here at P2 to give yourself a chance here. Potentially fight your way back on in. Insight starting to heat on up. On 6 in a row, has both weapons for the occasion, but he knows he's going to be outnumbered. The finesse is all you are looking for. Stall out time for your teammates to get into the play, and Joe strikes at the right time for a double.
7 in a row for Insight. Objective kills could get him a Hellstorm here. And he's going to have to find his first. Not going to happen. There's the break attempt for Vancouver with all 4 members ready to go. Stun towards Mercules will land. He's just hanging out, waiting for help though first. Oh, or is he? Nasty able to rip him off a heady. Joe trying to pinch, but now he's the last one standing. Finds himself 2, almost snaps for the 3rd, but not going to happen as Vancouver are good with still 30 seconds to fight for a 3.
Yeah, you see the difference there. They don't get all 4 then to initially push over towards Cabo and flip those spawns. They are still thinking about all this time that they have here at P3. 20 seconds still to fight for. You breach the 200-point mark. This is where you start to get aggressive. If you're Kleenex, you got to play your life.
This is all about saving the game right now if you're Kleenex. Oh, and he's just going to try to hold this from inside tub. Here comes help from the front, but it's not just fully going to get there. Kleenex take it down. Vancouver's going to win rotation, and they are trying as quickly as humanly possible to get back for a rematch with Thieves.
Gotta invest a Hellstorm here if you're Joe. Try to find an opening, but no one should be dying once this is getting called in. Nasty finds a kill. Now everybody's turned into a 3v3 at this P4.
This is still time, though, for Vancouver.
Oh,
and
my.
04 pushes it out, finding himself a double. Mercury's from the front, doing what he can. A couple of tags into Neptune, who's now low. But Nasty's got the help, and Neptune wins the 1v1 in the back door. This may be it. The pinch is here for Abuza at the same time, and Neptune gets his third. Plenty of time to still win it here for Surge.
Yeah, Spawn's so far out. If you're Ultra, you got to get past all the layers that are being created on the side of Surge. They only need 5 to go back to the finals.
Here's the last couple of seconds. Mercules not gonna get there. It's a 100-point club. Map number 4 for Surge to make it to the grand finals and a chance to one-up their performance from Major 2.
Unreal. Skyline HP played by Vancouver there. If you're Toronto, you were so happy to get through that control because you have basically been uncontested on the map 4. But when you don't win a majority of your rotations, you're losing your initial one-on-one gunfights. You're not finding an opening for these break attempts. You're just consistently going to be outnumbered, and that's where Vancouver always played to their strengths, is their advantages. They realize, okay, we have the numbers, we trade it out. Always, we're gonna have the last man standing. And the hard point difference is here. Is the deciding factor, but to go back to that map number 1, if you're Ultra, you're gonna be thinking about that because you had a 20 to 30 point lead going back over towards the P1. Just when things get mixy, the Spawn's in control of Surge. They were able to rotate for the W, and now they got their rematch versus LAT again.
But what a tippable performance from the Toronto Ultra. And just a respectable round of applause for Mercules. One of the most stunning rookie debuts on a major stage. Again, called in to save the day to emergency situations on Thursday morning. You put together one of the best overall individual performances on the weekend, playing with guys that you didn't even really play with at all challengers. It's unbelievable. That's a heck of a debut for Mercules, and that's not the last time we'll hear from him. But now the question starts to go over to Vancouver because this is the same result, at least by map count and opponent win, based on what they did at Major 2. You lost a phase in the winners finals there, you dropped down, you beat Ultra in what was an emotionally charged series. And then they get back, trying to face up against FaZe again. They look drained. They got 4-0 bopped. So now, how do you get your experience from Major 2, take a breath, and actually be competitive in this Grand Finals rematch, this time versus Thieves?